I'm just gonna lay it right out on the line here. I hate this time of year. I hate it. Specifically, late February to early March is the time of year that I struggle personally, emotionally, historically, every single year. Is it because I'm a gardener? Maybe, but actually, I'd flip it. I think that I garden to help get me through this time of year, where in Michigan and all the other places that I've lived that have been either Midwest or East Coast, you're so close to spring, you can almost taste it, but it also could be very far away. You don't trust anything that turns green right now because it's lies. I don't know who's been listening to Punxsutawney Phil and believes it, but certainly when I lived in Wisconsin, that was a straight up lie. Anyway, I digress. I hate this time of year. Right now, it is, this morning it sleeted and then snowed a bit and now it's stopped. It's probably not going to get up past the mid 30s, 40s at best. We are still at freezing temperatures at night, which means not much is happening, except for Harley down here. She is trying to get my attention. And worst yet is that I spent last week on a lovely midwinter break trip to Fort Myers, Florida, where every day it was in the mid 80s to 90s and everything was very green. I'm trying to like absorb that vibe right now with my bright green sweatshirt and my little tropical mug. I hate this time of year, and it's okay if you hate it too. Okay. The good news is that if you decide to garden, and specifically if you decide like me to start seeds, this is what gets you through the time of year where everything is gray and mushy and gross outside. And you know someday spring will happen, but it ain't any time yet. You start seeds indoors and you watch those grow, and you build a little hope for the future. So I thought what I would do with you guys today, actually I've been procrastinating for like days and days on end. I was gonna do this before vacation, but it just didn't happen, is go through my seed haul with you guys. Context. When do I buy seeds? I started buying seeds, I'd say Christmas Day. While the kids are opening their presents. I'm scrolling through all these seed catalog sales that I see coming into my email inbox because I bought all the seeds last year and they know they can get my money. So you can start that early. You could start even earlier than that, but I'm usually really focused on the holidays and my family at that time. Anyway, Christmas Day, game on. There will be tons of seed sales that will happen in various rounds for every holiday between Black Friday all the way through to the actual seed starting season, which it's going to depend on who you are and where you are. But anyway, I buy lots of seeds while I'm sitting on the couch scrolling through my phone. And so I've got my major pro tip for you, and that's that you need to have a box. If you're like me and you buy lots of seeds, you need to have a box. This is my glittery box. Because seeds will arrive on your doorstep, and if you don't put them all in the same place, you're going to forget about them. And when it's time to plant, you might forget about them, and then you find them later and you're very sad. Anyway, this is my beautiful glittery box of tons of seeds. So let's go through this, and let me show you some of my goodies for this year. All right, so let's open this little treasure trove that I've been building up over time and talk through what we've got. Okay, put this out of the way. So we have lots of seeds. Let's start with the big ones just because it's going to give us more space to start with. These are the seeds that I did not buy. I collected these in the fall. I think I did a video for it this year. If not, I know I did one previously. These are my coleus. I like to plant coleus every single year. Because the coleus all live out in my backyard, they pretty much open pollinate. And so really, there was a time where I used to name every single plant color and like keep them separate, keep the seeds separate. But honestly, they mix and match so much, I don't bother with that much anymore. So this is my regular coleus from 2022. Now, this, I know I just said I don't name them, but this was a little bit of an experiment. I bought some really weird coleus last year, and one of them ended up having some flower stalks that I collected when they went to seed, and that one was the seaweed coleus. Again, there's no promise with open pollination that I'm going to get exactly the same coloration and leaf shape as I did last year, but I might get something that's a really cool mix. So I wanted to keep that separate just to see what happens. And I did the same here with, this is meant to say Static Scream, but Static Scream would be cool too. I named this one just because it's a really interesting color pattern that kind of looks like static. Again, overall, I don't try to name things, but these were two, the seaweed and the Static Screen are two coleus that I wanted to see if I collected directly from them what I would get out. So that's some of my coleus. And now it just becomes quite the mix of goodies. In theory, I would have organized this, but the problem is I kept procrastinating on this video and I just can't keep doing that. So, okay. Here I've got some flowers that I wanted to try out, both of which I've never grown before, that being some stock flowers, some Lisianthus. Okay, I got two Lisianthus. Why? Because Garden Answer said that Lisianthus was a great seed to start super early. So if you really needed to scratch that itch of starting seeds, Lisianthus would be a great choice. Of course, I'm kind of close to when I actually should start seeds, but I'll still give it a go. This is another experiment. Haven't grown Lisianthus before, but boy, these had pretty colors. Let's see, what else do we have? Let's go through. Okay, these are from Harris Seeds. Got a whole bunch of goodies. From Harris Seeds, Nasturtium Alaska mixture I grew last year, and I really liked that. They're really nice to tuck in around other plants because they have a nice sort of trailing habit and beautiful flowers that are edible. So that's a repeat that I really enjoyed. Okay, let's see. You're gonna see a theme here with marigolds. Marigolds always do well for me. I always feel like I could grow more of them, and they not only do well from starting from seed, super easy. They also grow well outside in my climate, and they flower all through, pretty much all through summer and into fall. And so that's a lot of payoff, and they're so pretty. So we got some marigolds. Let's see if there's any other ones. Okay. Another repeat is Dichondra Silver Falls. I grew this for the first time from seed last year and was successful, except the whole goal was to replace having to buy them at a nursery because it's really expensive per plant when they're fully grown. But the problem was it looks like they were very sparse. Like it looks like probably in the stores, in the nurseries, they are planting multiple plants together to give it a more full appearance. So I doubled down. I bought more seeds this year, and my plan is I'll probably start them as single plants, and then when I pot them up into a larger size, I'll start grouping them together. See if that gives me the look I'm looking for. So that's Dichondra Silver Falls. Great filler plant. All right, I tried sweet pea last year and I started too late. I sowed them directly outside, and that was good, but I started them too late and we had a really hot season. So I got lots of leaves and no flowers. I'm going to try it one more time just because I really would like to smell how nice this smells and all that stuff. Typical gardener behavior. Fool me once, I'm still going to try again. Okay, let's see. Who should we get next? Okay, This is so tough because there's so much good stuff. What is this giant one? Because I forget. Oh, yes. Another experiment. I am going to try growing some begonia, some landscape begonia from seed. I picked this begonia cocktail whiskey species that has bronze, it has white flowers and bronze leaves. And I thought that will look really cool in front of my house. Gonna give it a try. Never grown these from seed, but I've seen a lot of people here in Michigan with these guys in their front yards as a landscaping interest, so I'm gonna try. Hold on one second. My dog is eating a chair. Harley, now. Don't do it. Don't be that guy. Okay, just getting more. Keep all the flyers and stuff too. I know, are you like, Amber, go for that one? No, Amber, go for that one. These two are small, so I'd like to get them out of the way. Normally, I grow... Harley, stop it. Normally, I grow full-size tomatoes, indeterminate varieties, meaning they can kind of just keep growing and growing. But this year I wanted to try something different, inspired by Roots and Refuge Farm. She's talking about trying out some dwarf tomatoes in containers, and that's what I'm going to do. I have not one, but 2 green stalks this year, which are vertical gardening containers. So I thought I would try some of these smaller varieties, in part because I can keep them closer to the house. The sunniest spot where I was growing tomatoes before was at the back of my yard behind the garage. And that's when it's hot outside, that can be a bit of a trek, which is hilarious for me to say, having grown up in the country and now having a suburban garden. But anyway, so I'm trying these 2 varieties, the Patio Choice Yellow and the Red Robin. So we'll see how those do. Tomatoes have usually been very easy for me to grow, but this is definitely a different size. All right. If you watched my, let's see, these guys are all from, let me show you a picture. These are all from Swallowtail Garden Seeds. I'm going to blame Garden Answer again for putting me here at this store because, let's see, let me get what actually got me going in. Okay, let's start with the part where I blame Garden Answer for all my problems, in a good way. In one of her videos, she was talking about growing geraniums from seed, and I have geranium plants that I've started from cuttings that I bought from the store, and I really like them. So I thought, I'll give it a try from seed and see if I can get some cool color combos I don't normally get. So I got one that's Maverick Coral and Maverick Orange. There should be some really cool looking varieties. And I also got this one, which is a bicolor. Oh, I got 2 of them. Oh, because they're going in my plan is to put these in some of my hanging baskets or my plant pouches. Haven't decided yet. But point being, these are more of like a trailing variety, this Tornado Bicolor Duet Ivy Geranium. See, cascading, well-branched, heavy flowering plants. So again, I feel like here's the surprise. When you start actually going through your seeds and reminding yourself in aggregate what you've committed to, I can tell I've put a lot of experiments on my plate this year, and I don't know if that's smart or not, but it doesn't matter. We're doing it. Okay. I had more than one of these, but maybe I don't. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I know. I'm like shuffling. Okay. I also thought I would try some of this, another landscape flower that I've seen around in my neighborhood, which, pro tip, if you're not sure what to plant or what will do well in your neighborhood, spy on your neighbors, specifically spy on their gardens and get some ideas. I've seen some really nice impatiens that people have planted. And I went after the Solarscape White Shimmer impatiens because they can do well in sun as well as shade. You see, tolerates full sun. And some of my yard, depending on the time of day, gets a lot of sun, and that has made it difficult for some of the more shade-loving varieties. So I'm going to give that a go. Another marigold. This one is Vanilla Cream. I thought I'd give that a try because it was a very pretty color. I'm going to try to combine my marigolds down here. I don't normally buy many coleus from seed because I have too many, sorry, I don't buy many coleus seed packets these days because I already have too many seeds, but I really liked this Wizard Red Velvet Coleus, and I felt like that would be a great thing to cross-pollinate with my existing plants and get some more red in there because that's real dramatic. So that's what's going on with that guy. Okay, and you're gonna see more zinnia, so I'm gonna try to gather them together. I keep trying to grow zinnia because my mom in West Virginia, in her garden, zinnias do really well, but she's got a very nice, well-drained, sunny location. And I don't have as much of that in my yard in Michigan, but I have an idea, which is to put it behind the garage where I used to put my tomatoes, because that spot gets really sunny and it's harder to keep watered, so dry is more likely to happen anyway. So we're gonna give that a go. I really like this Oriole zinnia, and there are a couple more seed packets in here that I know are also zinnias. So I'm just gonna put that by. If you watched my garden retro video, which I'm gonna try to link, I'm gonna try to be smart and link it, you'll know that I already said that I wasn't really happy with my petunias last year. So I didn't stop getting petunias altogether, but I did get, this is much fewer petunias than I normally get. I normally get like 3 or 4 colors in multiple packets, but this year I'm going to try to just focus on this Evening Sensation because it has a beautiful sweet honey and indigo blue flowers. It sounded just lovely. So I thought if I'm really going to limit myself, I'm going to try to get something real pretty. So we'll see. These are likely going to go in the plant pouches above my rose border. So we'll see. What else do we got? Yes. This was a wild card. I just saw it and was like, I mean, this, if you garden, if you're a crazy plant person like I am, you probably know what this is like. I went on Swallowtail Seeds because Garden Answer suggested the geraniums there, and then I found all kinds of other stuff, including this ornamental oregano, which just looked really fascinating. I thought would be neat for some of my like vertical gardening, my containers. We'll see. You're not supposed to necessarily eat it, but it looks cool. And the fact that it attracts bees seemed like a winning combination, so we'll give it a try. Have I said we'll give it a try enough yet? That's basically my gardening attitude. We will give it a try. Okay, now I think I might have magically gathered some of the herbs together. My main inspirations this year were definitely Garden Answer and Roots and Refuge Farm as far as what seeds I picked. Roots and Refuge Farm, she was talking about doing basil tea this year, and I love tea and I love basil, and so I really just went probably too crazy on the basil that I'm gonna do. So I got holy basil. Let's see. I got this mammoth basil, but not for tea so much as it's really large leaves and you can put it in salads, and that sounded delicious. So that's a plan. Let me get to the rest of my herbs, but these look like they're okay. Here, we're gonna swap out. These were all Eden Brothers, but I want to get my herbs all listed, and a lot of them I got from Baker Creek because, surprise, surprise, Roots and Refuge Farm was talking about getting their seeds from Baker Creek, so I started there. Got this lovely basil, more traditional Italian basil called Emily, that has blousy leaves and an aromatic, fine flavor. And also, I like the idea of being superior for pot culture, because all of these herbs I'm going to try to grow in my green stalks. Like I want to do the tomatoes, the dwarf tomatoes, and then my herbs. So now we're talking more herbs. I got lemon balm, lemon basil. Let's see, and then I got this one, this basil dark purple opal. It just looks so pretty. Again, this one would be good for cooking salads and more. So not necessarily for tea, but again, might be good to throw in some salads or cook with. It's so pretty. And then I got this other, I think this is the last of my basils that I got. Evivi and Tor. It's peppery and piquant from Ghana, West Africa. This just sounded really good. I don't know if it's gonna be, oh, it says for beverages. We'll see. It just sounded really neat. Herbs, I find to be pretty easy to grow, especially basil I've had good luck with. So I'm pretty confident that this is a reasonable idea, especially since I know I have room in my green stalks. All right, this one, chamomile zlotylan. It's a Polish variety. I'm not technically Polish. I'm actually half Ukrainian, but this looked like kind of a cool combination of an herb that I already know I like in my tea and also a little bit of Eastern European flair. So giving that one a go. Got thyme orangelo. Sounded delicious. And lemon balm mandarina. So there was another lemon balm already in here. I thought it'd be interesting to see how it compares. And mountain mint. Mint Mountain. It's mountain mint. Probably already know this, but I'm going to warn everybody again. You want to keep mint in containers unless you want it everywhere. Again, this is why putting all the herbs in my green stalks I think is going to be a good idea, because it will be contained and it should drain well, which most herbs like. So that will be good. Let's see, any other, I'm looking to see if I have any other herbs to talk about. I don't think so. All right, I'm going to try to, this is like trying to select specific things from this large stack. More marigolds. So this looked awesome. I mean, look how pretty that is. Marigolds make me happy. They are beautiful. They're significant to certain traditions as well. Like humans definitely value marigolds, not just this human. I wanted to call out here the quarter to get you a sense of scale for the marigold. Where did I put my other marigold? I want to kind of keep them together. Eventually, I'm going to want to plant them in similar spots, or maybe even share flats. All right, so as a reminder, I had this Illumina. Reminder, I had the vanilla cream marigold, got the spun orange. Let's see what other ones. I know I have like probably way too many. I'm a sucker for a red marigold, so this is a red cherry. And then the strawberry blonde marigold I have grown before. This is a really cool variety because the blossoms change color depending on the temperature of the environment. So when it's really hot, I feel like it's usually a much lighter, creamy color, but then when it's cold, it turns into more of like a deep strawberry color. These are really pretty. So I'm excited about that. And I think those are all my marigolds. Yes, okay. But then I also, along with having marigolds, I already told you I had this zinnia, the Oriole zinnia. That's very pretty, has large blossoms. But I have so many more zinnias. I have Queen Lime Red, Isabellina, which kind of looks like a daisy. I thought that was really cute. Cupcakes Pink Mix is kind of a double zinnia. I like the look of that. And then my favorite part of this year's haul is a thing that probably I do at least once every year. Like I said, I'm sitting on my couch, scrolling on my phone, looking at seeds and looking at seed sales. And what'll happen is I'll accidentally end up buying the same thing from two different places. So I have a lot of Queenie Lime or Queen Lime. Will we ever know? I have a lot of these seeds. And that just means I really liked this color. So if I end up feeling like I have too many, I can always share some. But maybe this will be for just enough. We'll see. All right, that's my zinnias. Another experiment was these aster seeds. I grow aster already in my garden, but it's more of what I think is like what I'm used to is kind of like a traditional, more wildflower look. These look more like roses. They were really, I guess the peony part of it might indicate that. I am intrigued to see if these do well because they were so pretty, the jewel aster rose and the apricot colors. So this is another one of those, geez, hope it works. Have no idea. We will see. And then every once in a while, I pulled these out. At first I'm like, I don't remember buying these. And then I felt that weird feeling of, was I in some sort of like stupor, just buying seeds randomly? And then I saw the free part and realized that Baker Creek had given me some free seeds, which is lovely. And so the two, I don't know if I'm going to try. Here's the thing. Peppers, my family doesn't really eat them. I like them. And these are blazing hot, and that's probably not going to be a thing I want to do. Because I'm the only one who likes spicy stuff, but we'll see. I may change my mind or just do it for fun. This one I think I will try because I do like radishes, and radishes are actually, fun fact, the very first plant that I ever grew as a kid in my mom's garden. Not this radish. This looks way fancier. It was just the traditional kind of red variety. But radishes, as long as you're patient, I was not patient. I just pulled them right up before they were done growing to check on them. Typical. That maybe hasn't changed. I don't know if I've gotten more patient. But anyway, this looked really interesting because so number one, this is not like a French radish. This is a Japanese daikon radish with an intensely pungent, spicy flavor. Perfect for lovers of wasabi. That would be me. So I'll probably give this one a try, although I'll probably direct sow this. So you might not see it as part of the indoor sowing that I'm going to do very soon. But anyway, that is, Harley is tired of this. That is my haul. It seems like both a lot and not much. The good news is a lot of these plants, or seeds, I should say, I'm going to start outdoors. So it's not like I need to have seed flats for all of this stuff, just some of them. And as I mentioned before, that's got some therapeutic value for me. It's a really gross time of year that I don't enjoy. Starting seeds, I do enjoy, and that's going to carry me through until I can actually carry them outside. Okay, so that is that. Lots of seeds. I am still starting indoors, even though I just told you it's no big deal. So many of them will be grown outside. It's still going to be a lot. I always dig myself a little deeper every year, but it just means buying more flats, more seed starting flats, more seed starting soil. Hopefully I have enough room on my seed starting tables. It'll all work out somehow. Anyway, good to be back talking to you guys. Not good to be back from beautiful, tropical, lush, warm Florida. But at least we'll get some greenery going inside to kind of bridge that gap between the actual spring whenever it decides to happen here in Michigan, Zone 6B. So anyway, stay strong, my gardening friends. Pick out some seeds if you haven't already. Gather them together. I will also put a link to my Pinterest board with the seeds that I picked this time around. That's how I stay organized as far as knowing what the heck I have and what the heck I bought before. And I have a whole video about how I do that, but I'm going to share the link so that if you want to just click and check things out in more detail or see it more in aggregate, you are welcome to do so, because that's what's always worked for me. I like seeing my plants well ahead of when they're actually grown up. Anyway, if you like this video, please like and subscribe. I swear, I know there keeps being gaps in the content, but that's just because this time of year is kind of rickety when it comes to weather and whatnot and traveling, but should be a good stretch here where we get the garden started. I'd like to do a March garden tour. Won't be much to show you, but that's kind of the point, is how much it changes from March on out. So anyway, take care of yourself, and I'll see you all later. Bye. Beep, bop, boop, 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 bop, beep. Thank you, baby. Oh, people. I want to start with the cheerful.